looked at him inside the shower and said, "Hey, I'm here to help, but you're not being totally honest with me." He got a little upset and said, "You say it got white, but it's actually black." I'm a little confused, but I haven't seen anything yet. I wanted to talk to you, but now I want to see Tyan. I miss her. Music. How did you find out that it was being betrayed? Maria discovered it in a way. Today, I will talk to two women, and I also discovered something else from another, but the two nervous towers have one. I looked at him inside the shower and said, "Hey, I'm here to help, but you're not being very honest with me. You say it got white, but it's actually black. You're a bit out of control thinking no, but I saw nothing. I wanted to knock because now I want to see Tyan. I miss her. Without her, all music. How did you find out that he was being unfaithful?" Maria discovered it in a way. Today, I will talk to two women and also discovered something else from another, but the two nervous towers have one thing in common. Get down __ and traders. And hi, Maria. How did you find out that you were being unfaithful? He was writing his own business. He starts buying office equipment. Until he turns to me and speaks like that. I have an old computer at home. I am going to send it to him to be able to use it. I said to our boy in my room that you can do this to me, and he got the computer. I didn't take the computer. I took it to him. Everything there went to. We're on the same page. I'm with you on the whole traders thing. I'm curious though. How did you find out that you were being betrayed? He was busy running his own business and buying office equipment. Then he turned to me and said, "I have an old computer at home. I'm going to send it to Tidy. He'll take care of it for me." I told our boy in my room that you could do this to me, and he got the computer. I didn't take the computer. I took it to him. Everything there went to see how it was staying and such. The boy had made a well cap, and in this backup, I saw a lot of photos. I didn't have any pictures of him, but I had a photo of him with a computer, and it's a motorcycle that he had already betrayed with her. When he cheated on me, he didn't humiliate me very much, but he did humiliate me. He said as soon as it is, any woman is better than me. He was very interested and I'm so grateful for your help, and I'm sorry if I wasn't clear. He said he was thrilled that we were having a lot of arguments, but he didn't want it to happen again. I'm not sure what he's talking about. I'm talking about these things and helping to set up his company. I found it complicated, so I asked him, "Where's your computer?" He said, "Leave it." He has to. I was on the blouses. I'm so grateful for your help, and I'm doing my best to be a good friend. I'm worried because he was upset when we were fighting, but he said he was excited that we were spending time together. I'm not sure what happened, but I'm trying to understand. I asked him about his computer, and he said it was his. I asked him where it was, and he got upset. I'm sorry, but I'm worried. I was trying to help, and he wasn't happy. It was just one thing, and he said no. I clicked. I don't even know how to lie. He doesn't know how to send out a computer. I started to feel angry because I was blinded. I didn't know him and I went to my car. I was releasing all the wires. He was speaking in a language I didn't understand, and he started to get upset. At that moment I felt overwhelmed and I was trying to help him, but he kept saying, No. I was confused. I didn't know how to respond. I felt like I was losing my sight, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. I started to feel angry and I went to confront him. I was trying to calm him down and I was removing all the wires. Nobody was on top of me, and I was trying to understand what was happening. I didn't know why he was doing this to me. I saw nothing yet and I felt upset. I was taking care of a clean house and I had a few questions about why he was doing this to me. I didn't deserve it. Why? Because I'm a woman again and I'm trying to understand what's going on. I'm trying to slap him and I'm telling you that you can be strong. He was sitting there and you're going crazy. I'm not going to keep talking about this, but I do want to explain myself. I'm not going to keep doing things the way I did before. I'm going to be more careful. I'm going to be more interested in you at home. I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to try to hit his regions. He was hiding and even beating me down and on the floor. I slapped him. I'm going to be with you. I'm going to take a beating. He didn't react. They are choosing. I was in mine when I went to see the photo. I lost my phone. I already had her number. I sent her a recording on WhatsApp. I'm so glad you're still with me. I was just thinking about how we've been talking, and I'm really interested in what you're doing at home with Penny and TNT. I've been trying to hit his regions and I've even been beating him down and on the floor. I'm sorry if I got a little carried away the other day, but I was just so upset. He didn't react at all. They're just choosing to ignore me. I was in mine when I went to take a look at the photo, and I lost my phone. I already had her number, so I sent her a message on WhatsApp. I also spoke to him and his friend, your friend Keto. She's not a slut, and she's not with the penis men. Well, below I went in is sure, but you turn around and move, you are always looking for her. Then I don't want anything to do with her. I love it and everything here. It went to her, and I saw how far I'd gone. I started breaking everything. I just need for us to understand you. He didn't know that was. I also spoke to him and his friend. Your friend Keto is still with her. She's not a slut though. That's not what started the penis. Started below and I went in is sure. But you turn around and move, and you're always looking for her. Then I don't want anything to do with her. I love it and everything here. I went to her and I started breaking everything. I just need for us to understand you. He didn't know that was. Recording. Calling her vagabond. This is sent to her. I sent for her, and she saw him talking to Felipe. He was dispensing with her and saying, "It's you who I love. I buy here it was for family." She answered saying that you two are very crazy. I will call the police and say that mine was what I needed. Then I was hitting and kicking it a lot and I just didn't kick it. The result does not donate, yes. Kick no, I tried to kick the bottom but it didn't work. His hair was a bit long. Then I remembered that there was a house there where he took and spoke to me. She will call the police. There are many friends from the police who can arrest him. Here you naughty, you need it, and thanks. You don't need it, honey. I called inside the room. I'm going to church. I'll just leave here when the police arrive in IR. I tried to kick the bottom, but it didn't work. I didn't want to cause him any harm. I remember there was a house there where he lived and spoke to me. He said the police would come. There are many friends of the police who could arrest him. You don't need it, honey. I called inside the room. I'm going to church. I'll leave when the police arrive. I thought it was for him, but I didn't want to destroy his work. After I left, I took my things and he called, wanting to talk to me. You are much naughty. You called me again. I only called him after that. We have a very healthy relationship, and I learned that no one is from anyone. We don't have to suffer for those who leave. People have to talk first. I'm here to confess that I love my father. I dream of staying with him at the Mar Campanico. If he doesn't want you, I'll leave us so we can be together. I'll be okay with it if he betrays me or if he stops talking to me. I don't want me anymore. I'll be natural and you'll regret it. I'm sad because I did it, but I don't understand. It's not because the more the martyr feels, the more adrenaline he gets. I'm here to confess that I love my father, son, and my dream is to stay with him in the Mar Campanico. If he doesn't want you, I'll come from us to be together, and I'll be okay with it. I don't want me anymore, and I'll be natural and you'll regret it. I have bad because I did it, but I don't understand. It's not because the more the martyr feels, the more adrenaline like this. I wanted to hit, but not. He asked him to feel he had taken rain. A good kiss now. Let's talk to Zuzu. You work in the health area. And precisely working in the health field helped you discover a betrayal. Not that, that's what you were suspicious of already. Some behaviors his and put a GPS in his car. I caught him doing some bullshit. Has always been with her, with a minor girl, okay, without having everything he said he hated tattoos or rides, and luck was on his side. I guess I put it on him, and he pointed it out to me. You all pointed out that he showed her his weight and she had. She had her own. Then he made this trip on Thursday or Sunday, saying she was with his family in Cabo Frio. Then my father said, I live in my parents' land. The house is built on my father's land. He said, you are crazy. You never. I'll go with you to the store to get it since it's happening. I know it's not at his uncle's house, but I didn't stop to dedicate myself to seeing what was happening because I have some things to take care of. I'll find out now. I came home because my schedule is full of fieldwork from Great Bangu to Campos. He really doesn't. I'll take you to a store where we can get it. I know it's not at his uncle's house. I didn't stop to see what was happening because I was busy, but I'll find out now. I came home because my schedule is full. I'm working in the field from Great Bangu to Campos. He really doesn't. He arrived with a suitcase and was always well dressed because his life changed a lot after our marriage. I didn't have children then. I didn't live a very tight childhood. I chose to live as an adult, eating a pizza and not leaving better snacks. I bought a better outfit and I liked glasses. I lived with him and we shared that. That's okay, and then it happened. I found a lot of canale eyes because he went to travel with her. He showed up with a suitcase looking sharp, and he was always well dressed because our lives had changed a lot after we got married. I didn't have children back then and I didn't have much money, so I chose to live like an adult, eating a slice of pizza and not splurging on snacks or better clothes. I liked the way he looked and he lived with me. We shared that, and then it happened. I found a lot of canale eyes because he went to travel with her to the place of my honeymoon. Then you will talk as well as you find and know where they were. So for me, this is very clear. God showed me a lot because I was here doing that bunch of tests. I had ovaries. This was when I taught several subjects in the radiology department. I spoke to the lady who is his wife. Then 1 hour she gave me a snap. She talked like this to me. It goes to the car. I got the key. I went to the car. I'll always remember my honeymoon place, where we talked and found each other. God showed me a lot because I was here doing tests. I had ovaries and I taught several subjects in radiology. I spoke to the lady who is his wife. Then 1 hour later she gave me a snap. She talked to me like this. It goes to the car. I got the key. I went to the car. I opened it and sat in the direction I looked. I saw Banco do Lego, not the door. There was an envelope with the tickets for the airfare. It was Chiquinho with her name on it. She had another outfit. You also didn't know until then. I didn't know until then. I knew that there was a young apprentice who was very hardworking and had come from Campos. It was in those indications of betrayal. The cell phone had all possible blocks. Come close. I sat down in the direction I was going, and when I looked at Banco do Lego, I saw an envelope with the tickets for the plane. It was Chiquinho with her name on it and another outfit. You also didn't know until then. I didn't know either, but I knew that there was a young apprentice who was very hardworking that had come from Campos. It was in those indications of betrayal, cell phone with all possible blocks. Stop talking, close the phone, go to the bathroom, take the phone, and then it really betrayed me with her. Then I got me. I took the ticket, found out who it was, and she sent a message saying I could stay with him. I was separated and soon I dropped, even when he returned. Getting out of here doesn't undo so much. You already go how he reacts. He gets black, right. Speak, he got white, and he said no. I did nothing because you did. Stop talking, close the phone, and go to the bathroom. Take the phone. I really felt betrayed by her, and then I felt betrayed by myself. I took the ticket and found out who it was. She sent a message saying she could stay with him, and I was separated from him soon after. I dropped everything even when he returned. You can't undo what's been done. You just have to go with how he reacts. He gets angry and then he gets quiet. He said no. I did nothing because you did. Nothing. I will. A chance to be a man is because it turns out to be much more female than you as a man and to speak the truth. He didn't see it and then my book and said, here look. You took the flight such that they, being in Salvador, arrived in Fortaleza. Digital has the up to the seat ready. Right to talk. Ready is here and you will not do. I think I'm not seeing it. It's real. You were with her then. Now you. I'm so happy to share this journey with you. It's been such an incredible journey of self-discovery, and I'm grateful for the lessons I've learned along the way. When I first met my husband, I was taken aback by how feminine he was. I didn't expect that he would be so sensitive and caring. He surprised me with his honesty and willingness to talk about our feelings. We started living together, and it was a beautiful transition. However, after a year, I noticed a change in him. He started to look for me, and I felt a sense of responsibility to be there for him. We had some financial challenges, and I had to adjust my expectations. I started working more and earning more money to support us. Eventually, we found a way to make it work, and our relationship strengthened. I'm grateful for the lessons I've learned from this experience, and I'm happy to share them with you. He lived with her, but he was still the same person he'd always been. He just kept the same suitcase that he brought in, and after a year, I started to feel like he was eating me alive. I tried to be patient, but after a while, I couldn't take it anymore. I told him I'm here, but he only offered me 500. I asked for 1,500, but he only gave me 1,000. I tried to be understanding, but it was really hard. I told him I'm here, but he only offered me 2,000. I tried to be patient, but it was so hard. One day he spoke to me and he said, being your boyfriend is much more expensive than being your husband. Then a woman named Jennifer came to the store. She was kind and smart, and she was there for a dinner meeting. She was there for 12 hours. You have to do that when he makes the second. But he didn't change his behavior. He did the same thing again, and I was already very connected to the owner. I was already very connected to him. I'm from the theory of who makes a basket and makes 100. He did. He did. But this time things will be different. I'm sorry, but he didn't pass me very well. He was broken and couldn't have sex with me the way he did with her. He fainted inside the shower. I said, there's something there. There's something else there. Just have to. This time I didn't let anything slip. I made the total under than the first time because I said, now I'll get it and I will. I'll bump him. I'll break her and he will leave. I was in a really bad place. I was broke and couldn't have sex with him the way he did. He was brokava. He never broke. He fainted inside the shower. I said, there's something there. There's something else there. Just have to. This time I didn't let anything go. I made the total much more than the first time because I said, now I'll get it. I will break her. He will leave. Now with underwear. It won't even take the suitcase. I will take it. I didn't let him do several reps out there. Yes, I'll arrive at 9 o'clock. I'll sleep and then take a shower. I'll be 3 hours in the morning. I woke up right because you don't sleep but you have no peace or energy. You didn't shower. The guy didn't shower but he did bat. I'm so excited to tell you about my new underwear. I'm not going to need my checkbook for this trip, which is great because I'm not going to need to take my checkbook with me. I'm going to take my phone with me to the hotel. I'm going to put it on the car stereo, which is a Ford EcoSport. I'm going to park it in the garage so that the alarm doesn't go off. I'm going to shower and then sleep for 3 hours in the morning. I'm going to wake up right because you don't sleep well but you have no energy. I'm going to take my shower, and then I'm going to the hotel. Sally, I'm going to end this today. I'm going to end it today. I'm going to take my phone with me. I'm going to put it on the car stereo, which is a Ford EcoSport. I'm going to park it in the garage so that the alarm doesn't go off. I'm going to get my checkbook, which I don't need for this trip. I'm going to take my checkbook to the hotel. Sally started at the hotel saying, I'm not going to have any more money. I don't have any money to pay for the house expenses. I replied, this will end today. I will end it today. I took my phone and put it on the car seat. We had an EcoSport and I could never open that car door because of the alarm. I said, I'll get him this week. He passed out here with a nerve crisis. I can work in the health area. She was pregnant. It's because he waited incessantly for a checkbook to arrive. I know today. Up to date, one of the only services that accept checkbooks are in this area. He fell into her nonsense network that I worked for at the hospital. I worked there for 13 years. Then I did. I took my phone and went to the brand's website. This week, he had a total meltdown here because of some nerve issue and I was working in healthcare. I knew he was pregnant because he'd been waiting for a checkbook that never came. I know that one of the only services that accept checkbooks is this one. He got tangled up in her nonsense network that I worked for at the hospital for 13 years. Then I took my phone and tracked my phone on the brand's website. I put on the status in step and then, when it was 5 o'clock and 6 a.m., I got up on my vacation day. But he didn't know that I was on vacation and he said, I'm going to the bank and then you go a good time with this bad time. He knew I hadn't slept all night and he knew about every problem I had. He suspended my notebook and my bike. He started tracking my phone. I put on the status and then, when it was 5 o'clock and 6 a.m. and I got up on my vacation day, he didn't know that I was on vacation. He said, I'm going to the bank, and then he left. I had a good time with this bad time. He knew I hadn't slept all night, and he knew about my notebook for tracking my phone. He suspended my bike, which was not giving off. I will take it tomorrow. He said, I already took it. Tell me now again. He was aggressive. If I didn't speak no, my love, imagine I would never do. I had a break in my 15,000 account. I went to the bank U. Now there is going to the bank U. What when he passed here in my corridor? I wasn't wearing pants or jeans. I opened my phone and started recording this guy doing in front of that. I said, I'll take it tomorrow, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to make it. He replied, no, you're not. I already took it. I said, I'm sorry, but I can't. I have to go. He said, what if I don't speak now? My love, imagine I would never do. I had a break in my 15,000 account. I'm going to the bank now. What will happen when he passes here in my corridor? I wasn't wearing pants or jeans. I opened my phone and started recording. This guy is punishing me. Then I took a colleague's phone. I called the person's name and said, I want you to see that the guy's raised there. And man, this guy went wrong here. I think you won't like those who don't. I'll get it because I want to see the background. He entered there like this. Increase face here at maternity like polio. And then as the father, man is something that freezes you from a point that I think. I'm sorry, but I had to punish him. I took my colleague's phone and called the person's name. I said, I want you to see what these guys raised. I think you won't like those who don't. I'll get it because I want to see the background. He entered there like this. Increase face here at maternity like polio. And then as the father, man is something that freezes you from a point that I think. Sometimes I understand why people go and kill people. You enter the way you are, not you. You get blind. I got the key from my father's car. I called my sister that I live in the back and spoke. You will drive. I couldn't afford driving and I will be a GPS. And then I couldn't make a scandal inside of the network because I was an employee. Yesterday they felt at the reception. I entered, felt at the reception, and waited in front of the elevator. Sometimes I understand why people do things like that. You enter the way you are, not the way you were. You get blind. I got the key from my father's car. I called my sister and asked her to come over. I told her I lived in the back and I spoke. I couldn't afford driving, so I was a GPS. Then I couldn't make it inside the network because I was an employee. Yesterday they felt at the reception. I entered and waited in front of the elevator. He came down with a baby on his lap. Then he came down and saw me. I said, you are that I go and you are he. It's my friend at work. I needed to help her. I said, I'll fire you, but he didn't say anything. He thought I was going back home, so he kept following. In no time you saw me and he stayed. He got white. He was white. You are doing here? I spoke to him. He had a lot of craze. He came down with the baby on his lap. Then he saw me. I said, you're the one who is here, and I go and you are here. It's my friend from work. I needed to help her. I said, I'll quit, but he didn't say anything. He thought I was going back home, but I kept following. Then in no time he saw you and he made me stay. He got angry. He said, you're doing this here. I spoke to him. He had a lot of crazy ideas. He said to me, your sister will die from marrying you. You were educated to die from marrying you. You don't have the world's lunchbox. You're dumb. You will never get a fall. Sunday, and I told him you underestimated her. She's my colleague. She's not just a colleague, but I said to him, you don't have the world's lunchbox. You're not as smart as you think you are. You'll never get a fall, son. I told him he was underestimating me and he spoke. So she's my colleague and she's not just a colleague, but I won't do anything here in this certainty. And then I let go from the hospital. I took the car, parked it, and also sent time there because it didn't end up getting a small part. It's over. Part of the car was the station to end and then they went. Although I went in the afternoon to get something bad, it was as if it were to Tarasopolis and I entered Sarah Kiruna. How I brought her when I lost I'm not going to do anything here and I'm not going to do anything inside either. When I got out of the hospital, I took the car to the parking lot and left it there because it didn't end up getting a flat. It's over and the car was the station. I went in the afternoon to get something and it was bad. It was like it were to Tarasopolis and I entered Sarah Kiruna. I brought her when I lost the GPS. I spoke to the boy. I lost the GPS while looking for a person. I need to find a solution. It was the militia. You two will disappear there inside and no one will ever find you. Creamy, I'm going to enter him, so get in the car. Leave the car here and I'll come in later. It was a very dangerous zone, even though it was very dominated. I got in and went looking from house to house where the car we got a car with GPS, but it stopped working. I was looking for a person and I lost the GPS. I need to find a solution, but it's not entering. It was the militia. You two will disappear there inside and no one will ever find you. Creamy, I'm going to enter him, so get in the car. Leave the car here and go on foot later. I will come in. It was a very dangerous zone, even though it was very dominated. I got in and I went looking from house to house where the car was. I saw a red car on top of a sidewalk. I don't know how. It was running behind me. I ran out and the car was on a sidewalk on the side of a village. The houses and the gate were open. I entered, but I had taken 2 knives and 2 very good knives and scissors. I wasn't going to kill anyone. I was going to destroy the car. Then I watched in that village de casas I found, and there it was right in front of me, a red car on top of the sidewalk. I don't know how it happened, but it was running behind me. I ran out and the car was on the sidewalk next to a village. The houses and the gate were open. I entered, but I had taken 2 knives and 2 very good scissors. I wasn't planning on killing anyone. I was going to destroy the car. Then I watched in that villa de casas I found in. All the houses had one thing in common. They all had a window open, and there was a girl sweeping a room. I think it left everything very tidy. Then she told me that it was my sister's boyfriend. I said, I read your sister's boyfriend there. She who was there said his wife is white. I didn't make a mistake. He takes my sister to work every day and brings her here, but he's not her boyfriend. There was a house and I had the window open. I saw a girl sweeping the floor. I think it left everything very right to levitate there. Then she told me the __ of my sister's boyfriend. I said, I read your sister's boyfriend there. She who was there. I said, his wife, girl got white. I didn't make a mistake. He takes my sister good job every day and brings her here, but he's not her boyfriend. He's my husband. You were not wrong. He's my husband. Let's save the baby. Everything there on the floor. I'm seeing it was everything. Kiss, send him out because if he doesn't, my mother called my lawyer. Mother spoke like this to me. You don't enter because this big guy, you will be arrested and you will still be harmed. In the end, everything for him is another leaves or I'll pay that car. Turn it into a ball. My dear friend, you were absolutely right. He's my husband. Let's save the baby. Everything was on the floor. I saw it all. Kiss, send him out because if he doesn't, my mother called my lawyer. She said, you don't enter because this big guy. You will be arrested and you will still be harmed. It will be the end of everything for him. Another leaves or I'll pay for the car to turn into a ball of iron that you like best and the __. Don't leave. 1 p.m. gave 10 a.m. I called it doesn't come out and then hi and the girl came out here. Then my sister has a damned lip and my sister told her that I don't even. I saw how long levitating with your sister. Speak my brother used as a technique of being very calm, and I started studying the car. I got the I'm so grateful for the iron and for my son. I'm not sure if it was the or the 19 a.m. that made me realize my more obscure vulgar side. On the 10th I called it doesn't come out and then hi and the girl came out here. My sister has a damned lip and she told her that I don't even. I saw how long levitating with your sister. My brother used the technique of being very calm, and I started studying the car. I got the knife. I teased all the tires, don't ask me, as I did because I have 1.55. I am physically weak. I ripped all the tires. I started here as for all the glasses, and my sister had operated on endometriosis. For days, my sister started to bleed in the middle of the street. My sister said, I can take more for me to voice. I'm going. And I said, I will also have to. Some women have a lot of empathy for others. I'm not one to talk about this kind of stuff, but I'll share what I can. When I was getting my dad's car outside Saracuruna, a girl on a bike stopped and talked to me. She was pretty upset and she said, look, my ex-wife played the happy wife and now I'm here. I came back to Russia and I came back for my son. It was stronger than me. It wasn't me. He made me discover my more obscure black part, more vulgar. Dear ladies, when I was away, my father's car was stolen from outside Saracuruna by a girl on a bicycle. He left and he's out there with his hand on his head saying, Look, my ex-wife. I played my happy wife and now I'm back in Russia with my son. I came back for my son. It was stronger than me. That person made me discover my more obscure, black part, my more vulgar side. But violent wants nations, right? For only the obscure part, because you are black is good, and it is. But that's when I speak. I was a violet, I never violate, but no, I came back. I am what I let out. Wife. Now I'm going to scream for everyone listening to me. It was asleep there, one line, one in the old one. That covenant that it's me pulling that I was married to paradise of gold that saw only in her that you have how to. I'm a little violent, but only because I'm black. I'm not a violent person, but I'm speaking up. I'm a violet, but I never violate. I'm back, and I'm ready to be myself. I'm going to scream for everyone listening. I was asleep there, one line. One in the old one, that covenant that it's me pulling that I was married to paradise of gold that saw only in her that you have how to. See, it was married. I pull bump your daughter from under, cause now I want to see the tie-in. I know everything from her day and poor there. I said I want to see tie-in. Now wash your collars by hand from your Lacoste blouses. I want to see tie-in give you the glasses soul as a gift at Ray-Ban. I want to see you be the lever that tie-in climbed pregnant. Being live that you will be living with her. I'm married, and I'm here to talk about my daughter. I'm here to see tie-in. I know everything about her. Poor thing. I said I wanted to see tie-in. Now wash your collars by hand from your Lacoste blouses. I want to see tie-in give you the glasses soul as a gift from Ray-Ban. I want to see you be the lever that tie-in climbed pregnant. I want to see you live with her. She wanted to read that you're the guy who traveled by airplane, the guy who had a wife and balance work and 2 jobs that you depend on my plan. Because I am not me and I took it. He started to hit him, but it hit only here. He beat your hand in the face and broke your glasses. I hit, and it's not just protected the face because of the lens. He protected from. I wanted to hold there on the penis. She wanted to read it, so she came to live with me. He was the guy who traveled by plane. He had a wife and worked 2 jobs to support me. I was dependent on his health insurance because I didn't have my own. He started to hit him, but only hit him in the face. He hit him so hard that he broke his glasses. I hit him back, and it wasn't just my face that was protected by the lens. He protected me from myself. I wanted to hit him, but he didn't hit me back. I wanted him to hit me because I was already going to the police station on the part of Maria Law from Penha. Everything was going through my head, and I spoke like that. It ended it, but it was very intense. I found all the strength that I had inside my soul. I never had to use my strength like that. I found that I had the man didn't say a word. He just kept hitting me. I felt like I was losing my strength. I didn't want him to hit me, but I couldn't stop myself. I was thinking about Maria Law from Penha, and I was trying to be strong. I didn't want to end things, but I had to. I found that I had a lot of strength. He said, I found a car. It was a___ car. I had a Celtic when I was single because I worked since I was 15. I sold to each snack in this. I paid more than half of the installment that I had 2 jobs to maintain. Insurance has car has invaded that calls her not. I will not go there. You will have to call it because it looks. I didn't even come here. I knew I had a stubble. I had a car car. I had a Celtic when I was single because I worked since I was 15. I sold a lot of my snacks in this car. I paid more than half of the installment. I had 2 jobs to maintain. And a car invaded that calls her. I will not go there. You will have to call it because it looks like, at clothing in the region of the world I know who. A respect, and many women will say, this is the guy who is married to me. But as a woman I will also tell you something else here. I never went out with a married guy and she never came. I never managed to give it part of her at least a good slap in that, her slut guy, and then I found him everywhere I got it hits a lot, where I already no longer had the strength to hit. In the region of the world I know, many women will say that I'm the one who is married to them. But as a woman I will also tell you something else. I never dated married men and I never came across one. I never managed to give him a good slap at least. Then I found him everywhere, and I got a lot of hits where I already had no strength left to hit. Then I walked away, standing in the middle of the street. It was one little afternoon at the bakery academy, And my bad times if I already filled it. I didn't care and then I came here didn't come to home. I pass very badly. He appeared here in the house. There is how you entered. I jumped the wall. I need to talk. That's what you saw, said man. For love of God, you still call me dumb. After that, I was standing in the middle of the street when one of the staff from the bakery academy came out. I was a little late and I felt bad. I didn't care though and I came here not home. I pass very badly. He appeared here in the house. There is how you entered. I jumped the wall. I need to talk. That's what you saw. For love of God, you still call me dumb? After that, all calling me dumb is already too much and know that you saw. Ali is my friend. Law man, you won't call me dumb because you've seen the key inside. You couldn't eat me anymore and let's go there, man. R7 that I was never bad. And then he closed the door. I think he was going to kill me. Okay, I think he was going to kill when he closed the door of room. I took one of these ducklings that if they put I'm sorry but calling me dumb is already too much. And no, the man you saw with Ali is my friend. I'm a lawman so you can't call me dumb because you've seen the key inside. You couldn't eat me anymore and let's be real, I was never bad. Then he closed the door. I think he was going to kill me. Okay, I think he was going to kill me when he closed the door. I took one of these ducklings and if they put the net on the end of the nightstand I said, if you put your hand, I can yours because I know where to cut. You're giving me a person who knows a lot about anatomy. Then I would be arrested, but I didn't want to be prey. I had no intention of killing in the morning, but now I have. I would kill you. And he said so, then he killed me. Then I said, the net and I broke at the end of the nightstand and I said, if you put your hand, I can yours. I know where to cut because you're giving me a person who knows a lot about anatomy. But I don't want to be arrested at this hour of the night. In the morning I don't. I had no intention of killing you in the morning, but now I have. Now I would kill you. Then he said, tomato. I replied, then I went to him. I never went to him. My brother-in-law was out here. I will lose a base man and the methods entered and pulled. He said, now you leave because you did everything you do. Z then said, and then I speak for those who want to hear today. I am very much lowered what I do. Nobody dominates me anymore. My father or husband who does not give this you do not. From here, I cheated on you because of that. I'm not sure if I can trust him. I went to him and he didn't seem to be the right person for me. My brother-in-law was here and he was really nice. I felt like I was losing him because of the things he did. He said, you leave because you did everything you do. And I'm thinking, what am I doing wrong? I don't feel like I'm in control of my life. I felt like I cheated on you because of that. I felt like I didn't have enough loyalty or character. I had sex with him and he wanted to be with me. But he cheated on me. I don't know how to feel about that. I don't like it and I never will. I saw him and I thought I never saw him, but I saw her and it's Russia. I'm going to tell you about a woman who says she's recovered or she is very strong. I'm not as strong as I'd like to be and I'm struggling with this. I'm not in a relationship with anyone and I don't want to be. I'm not attached to anyone and I don't want to be. I'm not in a committed relationship and I don't want to be. I'm not with anyone and I don't want to be. I'm not attached to anyone and I don't want to be. I'm not in a committed relationship and I don't want to be. I'm not attached to anyone and I don't want to be. I'm not attached to anyone and I don't want to be. I'm not attached to anyone and I don't want to be. I'm not attached to anyone and I don't want to be. I'm not attached to anyone and I don't want to be. I'm not attached to anyone and I don't want to be. I'm not attached to anyone and I don't want to be. I'm not attached to anyone and I don't want to be. I'm not attached to anyone and I don't want to be. I'm not attached to anyone and I don't want to be. I'm not attached to anyone and I don't want to be. I'm not attached to anyone and I don't want to be. I'm not attached to anyone and I don't want to be. I'm not attached to anyone and I don't want to be. I'm not attached to anyone and I don't want to be. I'm not attached to anyone and I don't want to be. I'm not attached to anyone and I don't want to be. I'm not attached to anyone and I don't want to be. I'm not attached to anyone and I don't want to be. I'm not attached to anyone and I don't want to be. I'm not attached to anyone and I don't want to be. I'm not attached to anyone and I don't want to be. I'm not as strong as I'd like to be. I'm not the type to put myself in someone else's hands. I'm not one to cling to anyone. I'm not one to bring anyone into my home. I just go out to have sex when I want. If you don't satisfy me, I'll be on my way. I'll put on my clothes and leave. I won't ask for more than that. I'm a human being, a masculine human being. I'm stronger than I am. I don't trust anyone else. I have my own desires. I like to have my way. I even like to have sex in a car with someone else, but I don't. I can establish a relationship. Congratulations on your work. It's like this without it being touching each other. We are doing a chain. Being a person will be jointly and severally. Since we went to point it out and their music and their music.